All right. Hello, and welcome back to Battle Plan, a podcast that's focused on spiritual warfare. Our website is active-faith.org, and we love sharing and discussing ways to add action to our faith. You know, all through the Bible, we have prayer plus blood on the doorpost. We have prayer plus holding up Moses' arms to beat the Amalekites, prayer plus raising the staff to cross the Red Sea, prayer plus touching the hem of garment of Jesus, prayer plus fasting that Jesus taught in Mark 9. So we have many stories we've been sharing about stakes. Prayer plus staking is sort of like changing the deed of your land, giving it to God. And then many stories are coming in about the workplace and prayer plus taking action in the workplace, either staking the property or placing stakes in strategic areas around doors, or around exits, or around entrances, that kind of thing. So today, and this is the first time ever, Danielle is our guest today, and she is the first one we've ever done on the podcast where we had an interview with someone. I've told other people's stories, but occasionally we're going to do this format where we share what we see spiritually going on with these amazing stories, but also we're hearing from the person who the story happened with. And we're not going to tell everything about her background or where she works, but I'll tell you that Danielle works in the mid-U.S. in a grocery store that's a national chain. That's all we're going to say about that. I'm like Forrest Gump. That's all I got to say about that. But anyway, welcome, Danielle, to the podcast. Thank you for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, yeah. Appreciate you taking the time, sharing your story. Now, tell me a little bit about how you found about me, just briefly, how you found me, and then we'll get into the story, what happened at the store.
Okay, well, I had a mentor who I believe was placed in my life by God, and I was dealing heavily with spiritual warfare. And she had come across, or I guess she's connected with you in some ways when you come here, that she helps. And she had just asked me if this was something that I would be interested in taking. And I had literally been pleading with the Lord, please, Lord, please have someone to help me, because I had asked for help in all avenues, and no one really was able to help me. And there was lots of condemnation set behind that. And so the Lord knew that I needed help. And so he led me to your spiritual warfare class, and I took it.
That's great. Thank you for telling us about that. I'm learning daily that there are lots of people who are struggling with different issues in their lives and don't really get any Bible lessons or teaching on that at their church. Many churches, very few people in the world are giving teaching on spiritual warfare and how to overcome and get freedom from all these different issues we're facing: fear and anxiety and suicidal thoughts and drugs and porn and power struggles and just all these different things that are attacks from the enemy. And so whatever struggles you were facing, she referred you to me, and I think you said you read the book, What Are the Stakes, and ended up getting some stakes. So that was your introduction to me. And you work at a grocery store. And tell me about the store. You were having a lot of thievery going on at the store.
There was a lot of thievery going in. Sometimes we would deal with like 10 to 20 people a day. And so it was getting to the point. We work on a staff that is a very few. Sometimes we only have 3 people. Most of the time we only have 3 people. And so there is no time to deal with thievery because you have an extreme amount of work to get done in a little amount of time. And so it was causing a lot of chaos.
So people would fill their basket and then just avoid the register, just go out the door with
Oh
the
yeah,
basket
they would,
full of...
and we're not allowed to say anything. It's in the manual. They would rather your safety be of more importance than anything that's being taken out. But it was making matters worse, is what I saw, because I'm sure they were probably going off and saying, hey, they don't say anything to you. You can go in and get whatever you want and walk straight out the door. And so
you're losing thousands of dollars of stuff every day. So you read my book, What Are the Stakes? And you understood the principle of sort of claiming the place for the Lord and asking God to stop this. So did you go to your manager and ask for permission to put a stake by the door? What'd you do?
Well, interesting enough,